Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. We would give a couple of more minutes for a few more people coming in and get started shortly. All right, let's get started. First, thank you. Thanks for everybody to sign up for the webinar. Most of the audience, we have a good turnout today. Most of our audience today are people who have been using ARCS for a long time, and some of you are ones that are showing a lot of interest in becoming a part of the ARCS family, as we say it. Want to start with thanking everybody for the continued partnership in using our platform. We are very thrilled to see you guys use our platform innovatively to run your business, to run research, and it's kind of unprecedented times that we are in, but just you guys successfully being able to run your org on our platform makes us all the more wanting to make our products and services better. So thank you for that. I do have a few learnings from COVID that I would like to share. That has happened personally because I feel that COVID has changed the way people feel, and continued research is going to be needed. The commute, I thought that the slow-paced commute was something I hated the most, but I'm actually starting to miss that commute. And summer camps are totally worth it. And although I love my wife, I miss my hairstylist. So on that note, what we wanted to kind of cover today is talk about at a high level what our vision is for ARCS and where we are moving forward. Introduce some of the new features that we have released in the last release as well as in the upcoming release, and also kind of share and give a sneak peek at some of the things that we are working on today. As far as setting up questions, please feel free to use the question tab on the webinar tool, and we will get to the questions in the end. So feel free to communicate with us through that. Let's start with the vision, and this is a question we keep asking ourselves: is why are we in the business of creating ARCS, and what are we doing here? I mean, outside what our CFO would say is like a Jerry Maguire, show me the money kind of a deal. Of course, all of us would want that. But the philosophical reason of why we want what we are looking to do with ARCS. We feel that research is something that is key to any organization, may it be a product organization or a service organization. And we want to be in the pursuit of creating solutions that can help our customers to effectively and efficiently run their research projects. So if you ask me what you're looking to build, I would say we're looking to build a unified research operation platform that can help our customers to engage with their audience, collect insights, and manage the process as a whole. So rather than just building a tool, which we used to, what 10 years ago, if you'd asked me the definition for ARCS, I'd have said ARCS is a panel management tool. We now don't see it that way, right? We want to kind of cover as much as possible in a coherent manner so that we can help our customers to be more effective. So one of the things that we've been researching a lot, talking to our customers, is trying to understand the research operation as a whole, right? So there is quite a few buckets, if I may say, within the research operation. You can start with the environment that you operate in, the scope of the research, recruitment and administration of your participants, the data that you collect and how you manage them, the people involved in it, the organizational context of the research, governance, compliance, security, tools, infrastructure, so on and so forth. So when we kind of peel the onions here and take a look at within these different contexts, there are multiple roles that you guys have to play as you start dealing with the environment or the scope or recruitment and things like that. So anything that's highlighted in blue are areas that ARCS already covers, right? So ARCS can help you, of course. We are pretty well known to be a strong recruitment and administration platform. We help you with compliance, information security requirements, consents, things like that. The ones in yellow are areas that we're starting to explore a bit more to see, how can we help there? How can we help you build research libraries? How can you help you with process management better? How can we help with automation, things like that. So the way we look at ARCS is we want to start with the communication framework, right? So we've always felt that that's the core to a good platform where we can help you engage with your audience. So we have started with making some changes there. So we have partnered with Twilio. So we are an OEM partner for Twilio, and with that, we have created a new product called ARCS Voice. The ARCS Voice product is built, at least it's in version 1 right now, in the legacy system or the legacy way of how ARCS was. If you wanted to do a reminder call to your participants showing up next Monday for a study, you have to either manually make the call, or you needed our IVR system and a lot of investment in phone lines and things like that to make that call. ARCS Voice is a simple web app. You don't need any infrastructure. You can basically log into the app and say, here is my script, here is my audience, can you send this message across? On the ARCS SMS side, we have added capabilities for both inbound and outbound. ARCS used to be just a one-way street where you can send text messages to your participants, but now we have added capabilities to receive message and act for that message. On the email side, we have improved our email queue handling. We have created what's called as a smart priority queue, where, say, for example, you have a study and you have about 10,000 invites queued up, and the study is you're recruiting for next week. And somebody has a reset password email coming through, then the system is smart enough to know that this takes a higher priority and execute that email and then go back to whatever it was doing. So, and also we are collecting more data in terms of, your bounces and all the other good stuff. So, talking about ARCS Voice is a pretty simple application. So I can kind of see if I can. I'm going to try to show as much demos as possible, but I know we have a lot to cover. So you can create different projects within here, and then in a project, you can set up your call flow. So you can say what you want to announce to them. You can create different actions here. An action can transfer them to a phone number. An action can trigger a workflow, or it can play another message. And from a sample perspective, you can create a list within ARCS, pull that list into here and say, here is the people that we want to kind of communicate with. And you also have control on, the whole callbacks and how much you want to call back and things like that. And once you do, of course, there is reporting available within it in terms of how your call is going, how many people it has reached, so on and so forth. Our vision for voice itself is that right now, the business case for it is more for, a reminder, or, you can set up an ARCS voice project to reach out to your audience to say, complete your profile, or you can reach out to them and say if they have the time, send them a text message so that they can take their survey on their mobile device. But slowly we want to transfer that into like a full level IVR system, so that we want to kind of port our IVR system to ARCS voice, so you can actually conduct your entire recruitment campaign through this product. So on the text message side, what we have done is we have created what's called as an inbound message center. So within your ARCS platform, so you can create what's inbound messages, and basically when you define an inbound message, you can say if this keyword is present in that message, reply with this text, and if you want, optionally trigger a particular workflow, right? And the workflow can allow you to customize what you want to do with that message. So one of the business cases that I recently solved for a customer was when people were showing up because of COVID regulations. They wanted to create a functionality where the participants are waiting in their parking lot, and they send out a text message saying, you guys are ready to show up for your session. And rather than coming in, waiting in the queue to check in, they wanted the participants to just text back saying, check in, and the process happens internally. So we were able to accomplish that using inbound. The other use case was for another client. They wanted to set up a campaign where if somebody, anybody out in the world types a particular keyword to this number, then they want them to send a text back to that person so that they can enroll and become a part of their panel, right? And they were using that as a recruitment methodology. So all that is now possible within the ARCS platform. And one of the things we are working on right now is to be able to actually do a text-based survey. We are looking at doing it more in an automated way using a bot. And the other way we're also looking at is to see if we can kind of do a text message based survey with a manual intervention with your recruiters or things like that, where it's more suggestive in nature as you engage with your audience. So that's another feature that has become available in ARCS as well. So on the platform side of things, we have done quite a few updates. On the targeting tools with the list builder, we have made some changes to improve user experience. And also we have added a feature called as the fast filter. The fast filter will basically think of it as a filter on top of your existing list. We also have a multi-value import now, thanks to some of your suggestions over the time. So if in the current ARC system, if you had to say build a list of people living in 20 or 30 zip codes, you had to individually build those components and then combine them together. Now ARCS allows you to just import the list of components so that it can do all the work for you. On the questionnaire side, the focus has been on making it more easy to use and allowing you to build questionnaires faster. We've added some new command types like ranking and slider. We have partnered with a few of our clients, and thanks a lot for all that help in improving accessibility on the ARCS panelist portal. So our goal is to get fully accessible compliant in the near future, so that the participant portal becomes more usable by people with accessibility requirements. On the security side, we have added native SAML support for not just the participant portal, which we always had, but also for the administrative side of things, so that you can centralize your authentication as you come into the system. On the recruitment side of things, we've added support for time zone settings at a study level and at the location level, so that you can go in and say, hey, I'm running a study in California, so do all my recruitment, my emails, my call outs on the Pacific time zone. And on the participant side, we have added a feature where the participant can now receive an iCal or a calendar invite, so that they can add it to their Google Calendar or their Outlook calendar, and so on and so forth. So to kind of look at some of these, so I think the questionnaire is the one that I'm a little more interested in showing you guys. If you look here, we have added this option called Quick Create. So if you have a Word document or an Excel file with questions and answers, you can just paste them here. So if I said right, and you also can switch the question type before you create them. So if you say this is a multi-response grid, it will preserve your questions and answers, and you can go back and say it's an announce, or you can go back to say it's a get response. And then when you click add, it adds the question, and you can keep adding your next question. So we felt that this would help you to generate your base questionnaire quicker. And once your questionnaire is generated, then you still can manage your jump logics here, the question flow here. We have also added a capability to do what's a display logic. So if you say, for example, I can go in here and say, display this condition only when this question is displayed, right? So rather than me going there and creating a bunch of filters and jumps, I can just use my display logic to set when this question has to be displayed. And you can add multiple condition sets. So you can do an AND or an OR with display logic. Then the other option is you still have your old interface. So if you want to be able to go and edit some advanced information, you can still get to the advanced editor to kind of manage your piping or your response order and things like that as well. So on the whole, the goal with the changes we've made to questionnaire is to kind of increase the ease of use as you work and create your questionnaire. So we definitely welcome a lot of feedback from you as you get this version, to give us some input on how we can continue to evolve that. So moving on. So the way we are thinking about ARCS as we move forward is we have the ARCS core, which is the platform you're all used to. And we are also starting to create an ecosystem of products around this platform, so that we can go and help you beyond just your panel management or recruitment or questionnaire needs. So some of the products we have is Atom, which is our insights engine product, which we'll be talking about. ARCS Pay, which is our incentive distribution product. Ola, which is our visitor management product. And ARCS Cloud, which is a cloud portal that we will be releasing for our cloud customers. So want to kind of spend a little bit of time on Atom. So the goal with Atom is, how do we go beyond ARCS being just a tool to help companies run, to add more insights into how their operations work, right? So how can ARCS become more intelligent and start giving you more data or reports or dashboards, so that you can make better decisions as you grow your organization or grow your business. So one of the things we started off, like for example, there are 3 tools that we are releasing or in the process of releasing under the Atom umbrella. One is, this is going to be available for everybody. as a part of the ARCS platform, you will now have a friendly bot built into the product, and you can ask the bot questions and it can help you. We also have a self-service analytical module where you can get better control of the data that you have within ARCS. So think of it as, if people are used to Power BI, think of it like a Power BI for ARCS. And we've also been doing quite a bit of partnership and research, trying to get hold, and this is mainly for our US customers, of data that can add value. So we have multiple partners that we have signed agreements with, and we will be able to take your panelist and enrich the data that you have about your panelist, whether it is demographic data or psychographic data, behavioral data. It could be things like shopping behaviors, household characteristics. And we have these data getting updated on a monthly basis. So that's something that we will be releasing as a part of our Atom product line. So definitely, again, recommend you guys, as you want more demos on this or want to get a better understanding, to set up some time with us so that we can go into a deep dive. But let me start with this. So here is our Atom as a part of the product. So you can definitely ask him some questions. So how can I send invitations to participants? So it'll look up our knowledge base, libraries, and things like that. You can kind of click on it. We've started adding videos, content to our knowledge base, so you will start seeing that. So, you can kind of get an idea. And if this doesn't help you, if you say no, it can also help you kind of open a support ticket right here. So if you open a support ticket, then of course, Atom won't be of help. We will come and help you. So on the self-service analytical side, I can show you guys a quick view of that. So again, like I said, think of this as a Power BI for your ARCS database. You have full control on what data you want to be exposed to this, what you want to analyze and things like that. You can create reports, you can create dashboards with it. So for example, I'm showing you some basic dashboards that I create, and and the data underneath this dashboards will constantly get updated as data within your ARCS platform changes. To go into more detail, Atom also allows you to bring data from external sources, so that you can not just use the ARCS data, but use other data sources as well. It also gives you the capability to create custom reports. Let's see if I have an example here. So you can create saying, I want to split the screen into two. I want to add a visual here. And these are analytical components that you have built based on your data. I can say I want to look at that, right? And you can build your report and share the report with other users, so on and so forth. So our goal is that, as I was talking about earlier, we will also be able to pipe in different demographic and psychographic data that we have about your panel that you have not collected, right? So these are, some of that is model data and some of it is actual reported data. And the goal here is so that with all the data, you are able to better understand your participants and the impact they're having on the research that you do. And also, if you have a data science team, or if you want to engage our data science team, I think we can also help you better segment your data and segment your panel, look at the segments and how it relates to the different studies that you do, and so on and so forth. I'll stop right there because I'm not a data scientist and I don't want to say something that I shouldn't. These are some screenshots that I just shared with you. The next part I want to kind of show is ARCS Pay. ARCS Pay is our reward management and incentive management and distribution system. The business case that we were building this for is we already had incentive management system. We never had an incentive distribution system within ARCS. So most of you were either doing like a, handing out cards or cash or different types of incentives as your participants were coming in. And we were thinking about it earlier in the year. We actually did this as a prototype for one of our clients. But then as we got into COVID, we accelerated development on it because it's a different world we live in, more remote studies, more hut studies happening. How can we help our customers with incentives? So we improved our incentive management system, which is in your legacy incentive management system that you have, you can only incentivize people for participation. With the new system, you can incentivize them for any activity, basically. So it can be something as you can incentivize them for participating, but if somebody comes in and does a survey and disqualifies because the session was full, they still went through the survey, so you can incentivize them for that as well. It does support two types of incentives. One, what we call as dollars or hard incentives, and the other one are called points, which are softer incentives. You can decide how you want to use the softer incentives depending on your model, but the system can keep track of both. The other thing it also allows is the distribution part. So essentially, you can, let me see if I can, you can expose on the portal the distribution. You can select a list of vendors and basically allow your participants to redeem their own rewards. So give me 1 second. So as a part of being in the member portal, they can continue to earn rewards, and then when they go to redeem their rewards, you decide, which one of these, and there is a whole, we are integrated with Tango. Tango is the partner for us to provide this. So there is multiple providers. I can say I want an Amazon card. You get to set what the values are, what the points are, what's the minimum qualification. All that is configurable. And then I select this, and I can claim a gift card. And I get an email. The support for if the gift card doesn't work and all that is taken care of. So Tango is like a white glove to us. We've integrated them, so Tango will support that. You have full control on the ARC side. So let me just go and claim this. And in the ARC side, in real time, you will have support as far as what's going on, who is claiming rewards, how much you have spent, what's in your account, the whole 9 yards. You also can use this as an engagement tool because you get to understand your preference of your panel in terms of what rewards are working, what's not. You can try different things out. So the whole setup is completely configurable as far as how you use it. So that's available as of today. There are a few things that we will be releasing in the current release that we're going to come out with. So again, the goal is from an administration perspective, we want you to have full control on it. We want you to be able to manage this both at the study level, looking at your budgets, at the participant level. You can set up threshold amounts so that if it reaches a certain threshold, it can send out alerts saying these participants have reached that threshold. Being able to understand from the data how your participants are behaving, and from the participant side of things, give them better control and engage and use this as an engagement tool to not just incentivize them, but also have them feel a part of the community. So some screenshots. So this kind of shows you a study level report, participant level report. I kind of showed you this. So the things that I just showed you are available in our current released version. We are also working on like being able to bulk deliver rewards so that they don't have to go through the self-serve, but you can have either a list of people or take a study and say to all the people participate in the study, deliver this reward. So those kind of features are something that we're currently working on in our roadmap. The next one I want to talk about is visitor management. So Ola is our visitor management uh, tool that we have released, I think, in the last few months. And the goal here was we want to kind of help our customers with the visitor flow, help with compliance, track quotas, because we work with a lot of our customers and they've kind of taught us how to manage this because we've built reports for you guys and you manage all this in Excel and things like that. So this is a product completely coming out of your feedback, right? Uh, we had no idea how to manage this because we don't do that for a living. So I think you guys should definitely take a look at this if you have not already. But it has a receptionist module which will allow you to kind of have your receptionist check people in if needed or mark them no show if they get or if somebody calls up and says I can't make it to the appointment, cancel, and keep track of all the status changes that happen within the study. There is also a kiosk check-in available, and as I mentioned, there is also text-based checking. People can send you a text message and check in as well. On the compliance side, it does print visitor badges. There is an NDA option where you can have them sign an NDA as they walk in. It can generate your emergency evacuation list and for audit reporting. There is an administrative side which kind of shows you dashboards and reports on who is signing up, what quotas are getting full, what quotas are not getting full, where there is a no-show, cancel, things like that. We have one of our clients actually having the dashboard run on one of their TVs so that the admin staff can look at it, and if a particular quota is trailing, then they can start having people call to recruit and things like that. And there is some level of customization as far as branding goes, what workflows to trigger. So I know I keep talking a lot about workflows, and that has been out for a year and a half now, and it's pretty powerful. So if any of you guys are not exposed to workflows or not using them, definitely set some time with us so that we can train you on it. Reach out to our customer success people or support people so that you understand how powerful it can be for you, because it can really help you with a lot of automation and data tracking and things like that. So some screenshots, this is like a front desk view. It kind of shows you who are scheduled for a study, what quotas that they're scheduled for, have they checked in, have they not checked in. You can also kind of send a message up to the admins so that they know that they have to go into ARCS and make some change kind of thing. This is like a dashboard view. You're looking at, I expect 52 people, 13 have checked in. You can also look at it across quotas, so you can see that by country, by gender kind of a thing. So I think we're still good for time. So the next part I want to kind of talk about is ARCSlabs. So here, these are things that we are not released or not releasing this month, but more things that we are working on. One of the areas that we are doing a lot of work on is for our cloud customers. So we are going through a cloud infrastructure upgrade where all our servers, hardware, software, everything is getting updated. Currently, all our cloud customers come to our East Coast location. We are trying to create more endpoints across the country so that if you're on the West Coast, you don't have to hop all the way to the East Coast to get access to ARCS. that should improve performance across our customer base. We are moving our DRAS service. Our current DRAS service is Bethlehem is our primary data center, and we fail over in Chicago. We are looking at another third party to kind of provide a more flexible service for us. As I mentioned before, we are creating a cloud delivery portal. The goal is that um, this should help us with improved user experience for our cloud customers. In terms of right now, when we do an upgrade, we send you the exe you have to install, so on and so forth. That's something we are trying to improve upon. And also for our non-Windows customers who are on Frame, we are moving you guys to the next version of Frame that's supposed to help us with improved deliverability of the product. We are rewriting our ARCS survey. So our current ARCS survey, which is one of the core pieces of ARCS, is something we are looking to sunset next year, and the new version be available by spring of next year, 2021. Some of the things that we are trying to do different with that is we are trying to move to a more service-oriented architecture. Sorry, geeking out a little bit here. And also, our current preview when you are authoring a survey is that we have to kind of behind the scene create a study, publish the study, and actually create a fake panelist and make you take the survey. So when we do the next version of it, we will be able to do an instant preview, which would be not just quicker, but also we should be able to say, you know what, do a preview without having any kind of validation on it, so you can quickly run through it and things like that. We are adding a caching layer so that we can improve our performance and we can take in higher loads. We want to be able to do text message based service. And on the study side of things, we are targeting to do diary studies with videos and things like that, and also be able to do a multi-step study where right now, if you had to do a study where you had to screen your participants and then schedule some time for a product pickup or a product delivery, and then have a timed interval for them to answer certain questions about product usage, you have to do this in like 5 or 6 studies, depending upon the steps. The goal here is that you should be able to do that in one study. So that's something we are working towards as well. So one thing I do want to take another 5 more, hopefully 2 more minutes to talk about, and then open it up for questions is I strongly recommend you guys to go online to our customer portal and engage in the community there, because a lot of what we do, we go into here to take ideas, right? So as you can see, I have some screenshots of our customers asking for things and other customers upvoting them. This is important. This has an impact, right? So please use the portal, because the more you engage there, the more we know where we are good, where we are not good, what we need to do, and we can continue to improve our products to help you. The other part is we have spent the last 5-6 months to improve our documentation. Like I mentioned, we've added video content. So definitely make use of it, take a look at it, give us your feedback, tell us where it's helpful, tell us if it's not helpful, because we strongly believe that I still remember I was in a meeting with one of our potential customers, and they asked us, how do we create these features and how do we set our roadmaps? And I am somebody strongly believes that the best way to set the roadmap is through what the customer wants, right? So please, I strongly recommend that you guys help us and put your feedback in there. Good, bad, doesn't matter. It's all good for us, so that we can continue to help you as we move the product forward. Again, I know this was more a teaser. I was not able to get into any details because I wanted to kind of leave 15 minutes for questions, if any. So set some time with the accounts people, set some time with Rick, Tim, Raj, so that we can do a more detailed demo and get your feedback and hopefully line it into the platform. With that being said, thank you. You guys, most of you, I know you. Hi, Tom. Nice meeting you as well. It's been a while. Uh, any questions, please post your questions, raise your hands. But that's pretty much the end of the demonstration or the webinar. There is a questions tab, guys, on the GoToMeeting that you can actually post your questions. If not, please feel free to email the questions as well. We'll be more than happy to answer. I did have a question from Jean. Have you made improvements so admins can perform housekeeping on the dashboards, for example, delete list, delete studies? Yes. So with 7.16.4, we have made our first phase of improvements. You can delete lists from there, but that's something we are continuously going to make that better as well as we move forward. Hi, Aaron. He says, I will check out the workflows and I have more questions for you. Please welcome. I definitely recommend everybody to understand workflows, even if you don't use it. I know it's a little technical in nature, but I definitely recommend it because the benefits that we are seeing with customers using it is pretty good. So definitely recommend it. Uh, will ARCS be integrated with smart speakers? Yes, it will be. Our goal is that this is something that I had a conversation with um, the engineering team earlier this year. Uh, I said, in terms of Atom, and I kind of touched on that being an insights engine, my vision for Atom is that one day I will have a smart speaker, whether it's Google or Alexa, and I would go and say, okay, Google, uh, tell me about men over the age of 18 who play golf in my panel, and I will be able to get insights from my panel. The other thing that we have tried, and this is something we have done it at the corporate level, is we have tried a couple of projects with a few customers where we have tried to do surveys on smart speakers. So that's in a R&D phase right now, but uh, definitely we will be looking at it. When will the new version for Mac users come out for admins? So right now, for the Mac users, any version that we have, if you guys are already a Mac user through Frame, we can release it. We will be releasing 7.16.4, which is the next version by end of August, and that should be available early September once we release it. Once again, guys, thank you. Thanks for your time. And it was a pleasure. Any more questions, please feel free. You can send them now or send us an email. Uh, Thanks for the webinar. It looks very nice with upcoming things. My only request is to be able to easily delete the questionnaires after we use them. Definitely. Thank you, Ivan. I will make a note of that. Uh, Hi, Tiffany. Yes, this is being recorded. We will send it around to everybody who had signed up for the webinar. Actually, we might just send it around to all our customer base. So definitely. Susan says, thank you for the informative webinar. Thank you, Susan. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for your time again. We have recorded this. We will be sending it to you guys. And again, please set some time with the account staff and the sales folks to have a better understanding and a more detailed deep dive into the product. Thanks for your partnership and thanks for your time. This is Srinath here. If you don't know me, I'm the product manager for ARCS, and thank you. Have a good day.